This may be a bit of a controversial statement, but I really love using AI. Yeah, I mean, not for artistic purposes. I mean, I'm not creating art per se. I'm not creating music or poetry or, paintings, whatever. I'm not doing that. But I find using ChatGPT in particular, I haven't used any of the others, at least not intentionally. But I find that using ChatGPT helps me with my work quite a lot, actually. I was having trouble with a pricing database with for my other business. It's a product-based business, and I'd used this pricing database for years. A good friend of mine had created it back in 2010. Unfortunately, I was having I needed to make some changes to it for a new customer that I needed to get together some pricing for and account for some expenses that they have that I needed to make sure that they would be able to, that they would like the figures that I provided them. And, that's a bald eagle that just flew. That was awesome. Yeah, that was a bald eagle flying down the road in front of me. Sweet. Where was I? Yeah. So, I was working on a pricing database. I needed to make some changes to it for this new customer. And I was stumped. I thought I had done everything the way it should be done, but I'm no expert on databases or Microsoft Access in particular. And unfortunately, I couldn't really ask my friend Pika, who had created the database in the first place, because he passed away in 2022 from COVID. So, that wasn't an option. So I struggled. And then I realized, maybe I should, and by the way, I had already looked at some YouTube videos about Microsoft Access. I have a book on Microsoft Access, and I had done some Google searches, etc., for the problem that I was having, and perhaps I wasn't wording the problem correctly, but I wasn't coming up with the information that I needed. And so I all of a sudden realized, well, why don't I just ask ChatGPT? Yeah, I ended up with the solution in like 30 seconds, if that. And it worked. And my pricing database was completed, and I was able to get all the information I needed to my customer. And we're good to go now. I've got a new customer, thanks to ChatGPT helping me with Microsoft Access. Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm a fan. Another reason I'm a fan is when I need to create a video about a topic that I'm still learning about, or that I'm just researching, or whatever. One of the things I'll do is I'll look to see what other creators have done regarding that topic. And if I find a video that seems to cover all the bases, and that I felt I learned something from, and that I thought would be useful, I can go ahead and I can copy the transcript from that video. I can then feed that into ChatGPT and have it get rid of all the timestamps, get rid of all the text, or not text, but basically, let's say it can create an outline of that video. So basically, giving me the bullet points of what that video was about, so that I don't have to sit there and write them down and hope. It takes me about a minute to have ChatGPT create for me an outline that I can use to then create a script for a video. Now, that said, because I'm not going to copy someone's video or someone's blog into copying people. That's not my thing. Now, covering the same topics that someone else covered, well, why not? I mean, they're the topics that you need to cover, so of course. But putting them into an outline very, very quickly, like I said, it takes about a minute, I think, to copy the transcript from YouTube and then have ChatGPT distill it into an outline is so helpful. So that's another reason why I really like AI. Another thing that I use it for is for coming up with titles for things. So titles for things like thumbnails for YouTube videos, or for that matter, title, the name of the channel. It was helped. No, I didn't come up with, or ChatGPT didn't come up with the name of my channel, but it helped me come up with the name of the channel by tossing out various options that you could, evaluate and whatnot. And I came up with it by myself, but based on suggestions that I got from ChatGPT. As a matter of fact, as odd as this may sound, the actual point of my channel was, what I'm actually doing with this channel and trying to teach folks how to escape their 9-to-5 job that they hate and do something of their own that they'll enjoy doing. That, believe it or not, came from going back and forth with ChatGPT, telling ChatGPT what I did for a living currently, what my ideas were for a new channel, or actually, originally it was ideas for what I could do with my existing channel, and that was my existing channel. That was for my product-based business, and I wanted to grow that channel, and I'm still working on that. But the idea of doing a different channel based on teaching people how to make a living online and escape working for a boss they don't like, for example, that actually came through going back and forth with ChatGPT and bouncing ideas. It was back and forth. It was almost like brainstorming with a friend, but the friend happens to be a computer. I don't know where it is, but it worked, and it really helped me refine my ideas and come up with something that made sense and that I could see myself doing, that I had the skills for, etc. And so, there again, another great purpose, great use of AI. So yeah, I'm quite fond of using it. I've had, as a matter of fact, I've done this. I asked ChatGPT. This is early on when I first started using it, and I still don't know all of what it's good for. But what I did was I took a product description from my website, and I asked ChatGPT to make it better. And no, it does make mistakes. It does do some weird things sometimes, but it came up with better descriptions that you could even say were more, what was the right term? They call it copywriting. It's writing to help your sales, basically. And so I use ChatGPT for that, to help me with that. Now, whatever it gives me, I still have to go ahead and tweak and refine and verify it's right, because that's one of the weird things. It doesn't always give you good information. Now, I'm using a free version of it, and I'm not convinced that a paid version would be significantly better. I don't know. But it does some weird things now and then. And for example, I was asking it for references to various YouTube channels that might be useful to me as I'm developing my channel. So in other words, channels that I can learn something from to help make my channel better and more comprehensive, you know? And it came up with a creator's name, and it gave some information about what that person did, and that I might want to check them out, etc. Well, it turns out that person doesn't exist. They literally made it up. And by they, it's a computer. It's not a bunch of people, but the computer literally made up this creator that doesn't exist. It had no references for this creator. There were no links to a YouTube channel. Nothing. I was like, what the fuck is that for? That's useless. Why would you do that? And of course, it's kind of bizarre. Bizarre in my mind too. But I'll be polite to this software. It's like, please give me however many examples of this. Or when it did that fake YouTube creator, it's like, why the heck would you do that to me? I don't need fake information. I don't need you to make up shit. I need real information. So yeah, it can do some weird things too. But overall, I really find it to be extremely useful in my work. And what I've been using it for a couple of days ago, which has been really helpful, is I'm starting to, I need to use, in my product-based business, I design all of the products that we sell. And I have used a 3D modeling software for years, but it's old. And I don't have the money to buy a new, updated, latest and greatest version of it because it's also expensive. So I ended up getting a subscription to Fusion 360. But I hadn't used that software for several years, and it has changed. It changes constantly. Of course, they're updating and improving, etc., etc. Well, I needed to relearn how to use it. But I needed to learn how to reuse it, like, now. And I have a bunch of files from a former employee. They're designs that he started but didn't finish. Or maybe he did finish. I don't know. But I know was never able to get the parts made. The files he provided me with are useless if I need to adjust dimensions, etc. And so I needed to know how to take the files he provided me with and convert them into something that I can edit. Because if there's angles that need to be adjusted, well, I need to be able to adjust them, right? Or if a hole size is too small, I need to enlarge it. So just as I did with Microsoft Access, I tried to figure it out on my own. I searched YouTube channels on using Fusion 360. I did all kinds of stuff. And none of those videos or articles that I found addressed the specific problem I was facing. And so I did what I did before. I typed in the problem as detailed as I could into ChatGPT, and it spit out an answer rather quickly. And now, it did mess up a little bit in that it was providing me with step-by-step directions for an earlier version of Fusion 360 than what I'm using. So that was a little useless. But when I told it, hey, I don't have these options on my screen, what's going on here? It's, oh, you're using a later version, I'm sorry, yes, this is how you do it. Okay, well that's fantastic, because I'm not going to figure this out on my own. I mean, mean, sure, maybe in a couple of years, but not in any sort of a timely fashion. And so again, it's providing me with, ChatGPT is providing me with specific answers for specific problems that I'm having trouble finding solutions for, but it can search the internet and find those answers far faster than I can. And it's really saving me a lot of time. It's helping me quite a lot. It's improving my writing isn't bad, but it's still improving my writing, by providing me with suggestions for names or word alternatives, or wording alternatives, for a variety of things. And for those reasons, I really like AI. I mean, not that I don't see problems. Obviously, the companies that are creating this software that are doing this, they're big corporations. They're not gonna be all that concerned as they would like you to think they are about their employees or the people, the communities in which they build their facilities. And I know that. Hopefully, that'll change here as things progress. But in the meantime, it's an incredibly useful tool. I highly recommend using it, and I have friends who are using it also, but in different ways. It's very much in how you question, in the questions that you pose to it. Those you can ask useless questions and get useless answers. You can also customize it to give you different tones and different types of answers, etc., that are more suited to your personality. You can get it to give you replies based on your personality, based on your writing. It's really fascinating what you can do with it, and I highly recommend you use it. It can help you with so many problems. Like the examples I gave you, the software, and just some of the creativity that perhaps I lack when it comes to writing. I think it's pretty cool. I really like it, and it's free. You can use it for free. There's no reason not to try it, and you may find that you like it too. You might very well. I know I was a little surprised to learn how useful it is, and I don't think I even know just how useful it is. But again, give it a try. I think you'll be surprised. All right. Well, I'm at work, and we're going to get started.